Hey guys, welcome back. It's day 3 of migrating from the iPhone 13 Pro Max to the Xiaomi 15. Xiaomi? I don't know how you say it. Anyway, I've moved to the Xiaomi 15. My SIM card is now in here. I'm using this as my everyday driver. There's some things I really like about this phone. There's some things that have kind of annoyed me and aren't really straightforward as using any other Android phone. But I've got there and I've made the switch. And so far, I am enjoying using the phone. There's a lot of really cool things about it. So I'm just going to tell you a couple of niggles that I've had along the way after switching my SIM card from the iPhone 13 Pro Max to the Xiaomi 15. So the first little issue I ran into was actually to do with WhatsApp. I don't use WhatsApp a lot. It's not super popular here in Australia. People will probably fire me in the comments for this, but it's just not really popular. We typically use iMessage. It's kind of like the go-to for all my friends and family. And I still use WhatsApp for some things, so I had to work out how to migrate from iOS to Android. Turns out you can use linked devices and you just scan a QR code and all of your encrypted chats will move from one device to the other. So work that out. That's all good. Got that working. All my chats are now over here on the Xiaomi 15. Now, a couple of other things I ran into. So let me just tell you a couple of little niggles. Okay, I can't apply custom icons in the default Xiaomi launcher. Super annoying. There's a couple of icon packs I've purchased over the years that I really like, but I can't apply them inside the default launcher. So it's a little bit of a bummer, and I was a little bit disappointed about that. The other thing I've noticed is there's no shortcut when you swipe down here to get to settings. So typically on any other phone, when you would swipe down from the corner, it would be up the top here. So if you're using like a Samsung or a OnePlus or an Oppo or any of those other brands, there would always be a shortcut to get straight to your settings from this section here. So that was a little bit annoying. I was a bit disappointed that that's not there. Not a deal breaker, but it's just a thing that I'm gonna have to get used to. Now the other one I want to point out is, see it at the bottom right corner, this is a shortcut for an option for super dim display. So I read a lot of Kindle books, and it's half the reason I went for the Xiaomi, because it's a really good size for reading at night. And when you're reading, there's a lot of phones that just don't go dim enough, and it can actually hurt your eyes when you're reading a book. So I found out that there is an app you have to download. It's called Hidden Settings, and then you can add this accessibility option for super dim, and it will reduce the lowest display setting. So that's the lowest there. It'll drop it right down, even lower than that, and then you can obviously have that really nice. Like, it's not super dim, basically. Like, it's not going to hurt your eyes while you're reading, which is great. There's no fatigue. All right, so a couple of little niggles, not a big deal. Probably the only thing that's kind of annoyed me the most is the fact that I have to stick with the Xiaomi launcher to have swipe gestures. The Xiaomi launcher is not terrible. It's actually pretty good, but it's just one of those things that any other Android phone I've ever used, it's just, you can use whatever launcher you want and you can still use gesture navigation. So just a little tiny thing that I've got to get used to. So let's talk about some of the things I really like. So the always on display, the super wallpapers, they're all awesome. I think Xiaomi's done an exceptional job of bringing us really good always on display options. There's plenty of customization. Some of them super wallpapers look amazing, and I just love the transitions. They look sick. So that's definitely something I really like. The other really cool thing, and this has nothing to do with Xiaomi, but setting up Google Pay cards is very easy. Like, all of the banks that I typically use, it's literally like you go into the app, you go into settings, and there's like a button to add to Google Pay. So that's much easier. Like on iOS, I had to do some weird things. This is going back a little while, probably a couple of years, just to get it to work, and half the time it would like lag out and not work. I had all of my cards set up on my Xiaomi 15 within about 20 minutes, which is great. So super happy with that. Battery life is really good on this phone. Again, I'm not a heavy user. I haven't charged it since yesterday. I've still got 60%. It's currently like the middle of the day, so I'm very happy with the overall battery life of this phone. It's really good. It's probably a real standout. Camera is awesome. Again, I haven't really had a proper day to go out and take photos as I normally would, but you can see like here's some images of some plants just around the house, and the detail is so good, and like I truly think this is the best camera I've ever used on a phone at the moment. Like I'll probably spend some more time, going out and testing it and taking photos of actual people and actual, buildings and landscapes and stuff like that. But in the very quick time that I've used this around the house, I'm very impressed. There's no shutter lag, which is awesome. You can take photos in quick succession. One little thing which you might want to, if you're thinking about getting this phone, is the QR scanner is not turned on by default inside the camera app. So like typically with an iPhone or a Samsung or a Google, if you open the camera app and then point it at a QR, you'll get a little option down the bottom here to open that URL and then go to that website. Don't know why they have it disabled by default. It seems like a lot of things are just disabled by default. The other one, which is weird, is in Spotify. It was in 60 hertz, and I was like, man, this feels so laggy. I can't work out what's going on. I had to go into display settings, go into the app, and then manually set it to 120 hertz. I don't know why that was the case, but it's totally fine now. It's working perfectly. All right, so with the QR code scanner in the app, you actually have to go into settings and then AI recommendations, and then you've got an option here that says scan QR codes. You have to turn that on. It'll actually download a small app, and then anytime you then point the camera at a QR, there's a little icon that pops up in the bottom corner. You click that, and it gives you the option to either go to the website URL or to copy the link. So that's actually quite handy to being able to do either. So that's just something you need to be aware of. The other thing is I've been tinkering with the different Leica options at the top. We've got Leica Authentic and Leica Vibrant. I think I like Vibrant better at the moment, but again, I haven't really had a full day to go out and do any actual shoots with the camera. But the thing I'm really loving the most is how this phone feels in my hand. It's just such a good weight. It's very well balanced. It's so easy to use with one hand. It's a little bit taller than kind of like your S24, S25, S23. So it's just a really nice, comfortable weight to use day to day. I can type with one hand, which I can't do with my iPhone 13 Pro Max. All in all, I am really enjoying the actual size of this device. I think it's fantastic. Audio is really good. I said this in the other video, the Dolby Atmos support makes the speakers sound really good. For the size, I actually think, I don't know if they're better than the iPhone 13, but they are very, very close. So just keep that in mind. If audio is one of those things that you look for in a new phone, I think you'll be quite impressed with this one. One thing I'll just quickly show you before I go is the network speed. So network speed is very good. And at my home address, I have very good service. Like, where are we? There it is. So I typically, on my iPhone, have very good service, but you'll see this will go right up and then drop back down just because my speed is limited here. Oh no, that's on Wi-Fi. Oops, hang on. So I'll just do, this is 5G. So it'll go right up and then drop back down just because the provider I have actually limits my download speed to 150 meg, but I can get up to 1,000 meg a second if I'm not on the speed limited plan, which is quite good. But yeah, very happy with everything to do with the actual phone. Speaker quality, audio quality for calls, download speeds, all really, really good. No issues whatsoever. So you can see I'm actually speed limited to 150 meg download, but you can see like pretty good results there. So 179 download speed and 77 upload. So really, really quite quick. All right, that's it for today, guys. I'll leave it there. I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.